Since his first appearance in a Transformers the movie of 1986, Unicron has evolved from a terrifying planet-eating entity into one of the most powerful complex cosmic beings in the entire Transformers franchise. Across the different continuities, he has been portrayed in many different ways, sometimes as a gigantic mechanical planet drifting through space consuming worlds, sometimes as an ancient god of chaos and destruction, and other times as a supernatural force tied to hatred, corruption, and even as the core of the Earth itself. In some stories, he is the eternal enemy and the twin counterpart of Primus, but whether appearing as a colossal transforming planet, a disembodied head floating in space, a living world beneath Earth, or an unseen cosmic entity, he is always seen as the ultimate villain of the Transformers. And so here in this video, we will explore his evolution in movies and animations from 1986 till 2023. Let's get banging. We begin with the animated movie of 1986. So here, Unicron is introduced as a gigantic planet-sized transformer who drifts through space like a living mechanical world, eating entire planets to survive. His first scene immediately shows how terrifying he was when he devoured the entire peaceful world of Lithonia in minutes, crushing the continents, swallowing everything into its gigantic metal jaws. Unlike most Transformers, Unicron is so enormous that even other big ones like Megatron and Optimus Prime are tiny or even microscopic compared to him, which makes him feel more like a cosmic god or a force of nature than an ordinary villain. His design mixes the looks of a machine and a planet together in one. From the outside, he resembles a dark metal world covered in glowing details and huge mechanical parts, but he can also transform into a colossal robot with horns, clawed hands, and a monstrous face. Unicron's main goal here is simple, but also horrifying. He wants endless destruction and total control, and the only thing he fears is the Matrix of Leadership, which was an artifact capable of destroying him, and that it did. Now going on, his next evolution is seen in 1987. In the Transformers Season 3 of this Generation 1, Unicron is the exact same one from the movie, continuing directly after his defeat in the film rather than being a reboot or an alternate version. Even though his gigantic body was destroyed by the Matrix, his massive severed head survived and drifted through space near Cybertron, still active and dangerous. Throughout the season, his head is shown as a dark mechanical ruin filled with traps, computers, weapons, and still functioning systems, which prove that even in death or defeat he remained terrifying. In a non-canon episode called Calling All Primitives, Unicron's origins are explored further, revealing that he was supposedly created by someone called Primacron, who later built an even stronger being called Tonedron. And across Season 3, Unicron keeps the same personality, voice, and role from the first movie, which is an ancient cosmic destroyer feared by everyone. Now moving on, we come to the Beast Wars of 1999. So here Unicron never physically appears, but the series strongly implies that he still exists. Another major reference in the series comes from the mysterious alien beings known as the Vok, who take the shape of Unicron's giant severed head while speaking to Optimus Primal. In Beast Wars 2 and its sequel Beast Wars Neo, Unicron becomes far more important than he was in the original Beast Wars Transformers, although this storyline belongs to a separate non-canon Japanese continuity. In Beast Wars 2, Unicron himself never physically appears, but his evil life force called Angolmois energy is revealed to have devastated Earth in the distant past, which turned it into the ruined world of Gaia. So his next evolution, proper evolution, comes from the Unicron Trilogy, which is composed of Transformers Armada, Transformers Energon, and Transformers Cybertron, which are together known as the Unicron Trilogy. Here he is reimagined as a far more cosmic and godlike threat than in the previous versions. Instead of simply being a gigantic, planet-eating transformer, he is now portrayed as the living embodiment of chaos, hatred, and destruction. According to the trilogy's lore, Unicron feeds on negative emotions such as anger, fear, and war, growing stronger every time living beings hate one another. This makes the endless conflict between the Autobots and the Decepticons exactly what he wants, because their violence literally empowers him. He believes all existence is beneath him, and he wishes to erase the universe so that only he would remain. Unlike earlier versions who mainly relied on brute force, this Unicron is extremely manipulative and psychological, secretly influencing events from the shadows. He even created the Minicons, whose special powers intensified the Cybertronian war and pushed both factions into a greater conflict. Because of how dangerous he becomes, Autobots, Decepticons, and even the Minicons are eventually forced into an uneasy alliance just to stop him. His design in the trilogy is massive and demonic, with glowing red eyes, gigantic horns, layered armor, and the ability to transform into a mechanical planet, which makes him feel less like a machine and more like a dark cosmic deity drifting through space. As the trilogy continues, Unicron's influence spreads even further. In Transformers Energon, fragments of his power create the Terracons, and it strengthens the Decepticons with hyper modes, while his lingering essence continues corrupting others long after his apparent defeat. One of the most disturbing parts of this version here is how emotionally cruel he is. The trilogy repeatedly emphasizes that Unicron could repair the worlds he destroys if he wanted to, but then he chooses not to because he enjoys suffering and domination. This makes him one of the darkest versions of the character, not just a destroyer, but a being who actively corrupts minds and loves to see others suffer and to see civilizations ruin for his own amusement. And so we time skip to 2010, and here we come to the aligned continuity, especially Transformers Prime. Here Unicron is portrayed as an ancient cosmic god of destruction and the twin brother of Primus, with both originally being two halves of a single omnipotent being. While Primus came to value life and creation, Unicron grew to despise all life, seeing the universe as worthless and believing everything should be destroyed for his own amusement. After a colossal war between the brothers, Primus created the original 13 Primes to help defeat Unicron, eventually casting him into the deep space while Primus sacrificed himself to become the core of Cybertron. Unicron then drifted through space for ages until debris gathered around his body, eventually forming the planet Earth itself, meaning that in this continuity, Unicron literally is Earth's core. His blood, known as Dark Energon, became one of the most dangerous substances in the universe, which is capable of corrupting and reviving the dead into Terracons. Over time, Unicron became a feared legend among Cybertronians, though many later dismissed him as just a myth. In Transformers Prime, his awakening causes worldwide natural disasters, like volcanoes erupting with a Dark Energon and earthquakes shaking the planet. Unlike earlier versions who mainly relied on a gigantic robot form, this Unicron can manifest through Earth itself, creating enormous rock avatars and even speaking through volcanic smoke and stone. And so next we come to the first live-action adaptation of Unicron, which is seen in the Bayverse movies. Here he never fully appears on screen, but he is implied to be the biggest threat in the entire film series. This version follows the idea introduced in Transformers Prime, that Earth itself is actually Unicron's dormant body, hidden beneath the planet's surface for millions of years. The ancient sorceress called Quintessa repeatedly refers to him as the ancient enemy of both the Cybertronians and their creators, and her main goal is to revive Cybertron by draining Earth's energy directly from Unicron. To accomplish this, she manipulates Optimus Prime after brainwashing him into Nemesis Prime, and also makes a temporary alliance with Megatron, promising that the Decepticons will rule Cybertron once the plan succeeds. Although the Autobots eventually stopped the machine and prevented Cybertron from destroying Earth or awakening, the movie ends with a major reveal. Giant metallic horns or spikes of Unicron begin emerging from Earth all around the world, confirming that the planet itself really is his sleeping form. Now around the same year we have the Prime Wars Trilogy, and here we saw Unicron return as a classic planet-devouring force of evil, very similar to his original movie incarnation. So long before the main story begins, Unicron terrorized the universe by consuming countless worlds and corrupting powerful Transformers into his servants, including transforming Megatron into Galvatron. To stop him, the Primes created powerful anti-Unicron weapons, and Megatron's Prime himself eventually decapitated Unicron using the Requiem blaster, which left only his gigantic, severed head drifting through space, much like in Generation 1. But even in defeat, however, Unicron's influence survived through the Matrix of Chaos, which was a dark artifact tied to his power. The villain Overlord later uses this artifact to corrupt Hot Rod into the monstrous Unicron, allowing Unicron's power to slowly grow stronger and stronger again. Throughout the trilogy, Unicron manipulates Rodimus into committing terrible acts while preparing for his own return, showing his usual traits of corruption, manipulation, and psychological control. And by the finale, Unicron transforms Megatron into Galvatron once more, but this time Megatron refuses to become his slave again. So the next evolution of Unicron comes in the War for Cybertron of 2019 till 2021. Here, he is portrayed as a terrifying cosmic god lurking beyond time and reality itself, combining elements from several earlier incarnations. Like his classic Transformers movie version, he reforms Megatron into Galvatron and treats him like a tortured servant, but this incarnation is even more psychological and eldritch in nature. Unicron mostly manipulates events from the shadows, influencing timelines, corrupting leaders, and turning endless wars into a weapon. His existence is treated almost like a forbidden mythology, with even Optimus Prime and Megatron initially believing he is only a legend. After Cybertron's devastating civil war leaves the planet dying, Unicron intervenes because he fears unity between the Autobots and the Decepticons. This makes him similar to the Unicron Trilogy incarnation, acting more like a supernatural, almost like a cosmic horror kind of deity, like an entity that wants to manipulate destiny itself. His design here resembles heavily the original 1986 Unicron, with a gigantic horned planet form and the enormous mechanical face, which is like a whirl, although here he never transforms into his robot mode. And his most latest incarnation or evolution is in The Rise of the Beast, where we actually see him as his whole entire self and not just horns coming out of a planet in a live action movie. Anyway, Unicron here is portrayed as a gigantic cosmic god of chaos and destruction, and continues the idea that he is the ancient twin and opposite of Primus. Unlike the 1986 version that directly attacked planets himself, this Unicron mostly operates by sending his terrifying herald called Scourge first, who is the leader of the Terracons, and then he comes later on. He travels through space, devouring entire planets like a living black hole, consuming worlds both to feed his endless hunger and to enforce his own twisted idea of peace by erasing all life and conflict forever. His design is colossal and almost eldritch, like an eldritch machine, appearing as a dark, planet-sized mechanical entity surrounded by cosmic storms, glowing orange energy, and even a ring, and enormous mechanical structures. In the film story, Unicron learns that the powerful transwarp key is hidden on Earth, and seeks to use it to instantly reach and consume both Earth and then later Cybertron, finally destroying Primus and ending all resistance against him. Throughout the movie, he constantly pressures and tortures even his own Herald Scourge through telekinetic powers and metal powers, which shows that he has absolutely no mercy even towards his own servants, and he is beyond powerful, beyond what even the Primes can defeat. And so that is the evolution of Unicron from 1986 till 2023, and I'm probably assuming that he will appear later on in future movies, but as for now, that's that. Now we come to the end of the video. Do hit the like button for support and also click that bell button for regular updates on new uploads. Also subscribe to be a part of Legion Notebook, and till the next time, take care, boys.